Welcome to the best small business podcast, where you get powerful insights, breakthrough ideas, and simple solutions to make your business unbelievably successful. I'm Rich G.
And I'm BJ Flagg, and this is episode 159, Put Down Your Phone, Screen Time versus Thinking Time. I think you're going to like this episode.
What did you say?
I want you to put your phone down.
Oh, yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Oh my gosh. There's so many people you hear about, they use it by talking about their kids. Oh, the kids are on the phone too much. And think, look at yourself. Look at what you're doing. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah. What's that story you were telling me about?
Oh, I'm all about analytics. I love them. And on my Apple, on my iPhone, I can actually see what my performance is. How much time do I spend on the phone and on what? And it one day registered for a week, average time per day, almost 12 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Almost 12 hours. Now, bear in mind, when I travel and when I'm doing a lot, I'm running the business on the phone.
Yeah.
But still, that's ridiculous. And I really had to say to myself, okay, you've got to start bringing it down every week. You're just going to start bringing it down. And it was amazing. I actually knocked 4 hours off that.
Yeah, that's amazing. 4 hours.
And I think I could do more. Like, I absolutely do. And it took a lot of discipline. A lot of discipline.
So if you're finding that you're holding your phone in your hand, or you're forgetting your wallet and taking your phone, or you're looking at your phone constantly, this is a great podcast for you, because we're going to help you turn that screen time into thinking time.
Yeah. Reclaim it.
So tip one is, it's not like breathing. Make it more task-based. Well, you have to breathe full time, right? I have to do it. You have to do it.
Yep.
But you don't need to look at your phone full time. Yeah. And that's where we want you to start, is to stop thinking about your phone as breathing, and more as, what if you made access and usage of your phone purely task-based only. You're only going to touch your phone if you have a task, not to fill in space or anything.
Right. And, if you only pick it up if you need to do that task.
Yeah.
The feeling of emancipation is amazing.
Yeah.
Something you really want to do. You've got to break the habit and then regain the control.
And that's the amazing thing. It's almost like wearing a rubber band and snapping it. When you want to reach for that phone, don't. And say to yourself, why do I need that phone? Why do I need to look at it? It needs to be task-based. Even, I'm going to check my email. No. Don't touch the phone unless you have I need to find out the name of that person. Great. Yeah. Pick up your phone.
You're right. And also, this is not a cold turkey situation. Our tip number 2 is, what do you use the phone for? And look at your phone analytics. That's going to be your first, that in your tip 2, that's what we need you to focus on. Because if you make it so that, you can now see, everything you're doing on your phone, and then exactly on what, we know most of you are searching, surfing social. You'll get stuck on something and there goes 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
You just get sucked in. Right beforehand, we looked at our analytics and I was like, holy crow. I spent all day Sunday, most of the day, on Reddit using the Apollo app. And I was like, holy crow. I could have spent that time reading. And I go, did I really get a lot of information out of that? And again, it could, it could be Reddit, it could be Instagram, Facebook, whatever. LinkedIn, could that time be better spent? So
Yeah. And it's also like looking at, you're going to be surprised. Like those first couple will be the biggies.
Yeah.
But you'd be surprised what sucks up a bunch of time that you use your phone for. Do you really need to use your phone for that?
Yeah.
You know, was that something that you could have done in your day-to-day desktop world and get it taken care of, you know, in a more organized fashion, in a more, collective way? So, we want you to make notes on what you think your phone plan could be to get your usage down. So it's like, at first, this is not, every week you want to get better. So you just say to yourself, I'm going to make this plan and just knock this part off. So I'm going to focus on just stopping the Instagram craziness.
Yeah.
So, with that example, maybe you're going to set a time twice a day. This is what I did. And I set a time twice a day to look at my social media. And it's a specific amount of time. I set a timer. I go on it. I check everything out. And then I'm off. It's amazing the amount of time I was able to gain.
So tip 3 is, how do you delineate productive time and non-productive time in your career and life? What's the most productive activities that you actually need to do to move your career and life forward? And so that's really understanding, what do I have to do? Like I did this weekend, I was on Reddit. That didn't move my career forward. That didn't move my life forward. It filled in space. What could I have done? I could have read a book. I could have listened to a podcast. I could have done a lot of different things, but I didn't.
Yeah. And, we all know that we want, we need relaxation. We need the ability to kind of let our brains just kind of go off on a journey, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's other ways to do it that used to be able to expand you as a person.
Yeah.
I think that's the part that we want you to get back.
Yeah. And like BJ's been saying, we've been saying, is this isn't a cold turkey thing. It's you know what? I don't need to go to Instagram. You know what? I'll look at Instagram when I'm brushing my teeth. Because I got 2 minutes of brushing, so I can hold my phone and read Instagram, but that's all the Instagram I'm going to do today.
Right. And it's going to be hard. We're not saying this is easy, but you do have to make a couple of hard choices. That's for sure. Oh my gosh.
So what's tip 4?
Tip 4 is, what can you do with all that extra time? We want you to think deeply about some topics that will definitely make your business and your personal life thrive. So that's our big hope, is that in the end, you're replacing the time with something extremely productive.
Yeah, it could be like I run into so many people, I don't have time to read. Yes, you do.
Oh, yeah. And, now you've got that time. List 10 topics. Even if you just say, okay, here's 5 of my personal topics, 5 of my business topics that you want to deep think about in your newfound time. And then schedule the time. Just like we've talked a million times about scheduling a workout session or scheduling, another part of your life. Schedule the time to think about it. You'll be so excited you did.
And you have to realize that a lot of the things on your phone are addictive, are made to be addictive. And that's why when I run into clients, they go, I can't focus on reading,
Yeah.
Again, this is breaking cold turkey from a drug like an addictive app or something is very difficult, but you can do it incrementally. I actually do it. I have a Kindle, and the only thing I can do on my Kindle is read a book.
Yeah.
And because when you're on an iPad or an iPhone, you can always check your email. So
Right. And, you got to step away from the screens in order to let that free thinking happen. So whether it's a book and then the free thinking after the book, or, something like that, you got to be able to give yourself time, because that's where the creativity comes.
Yes.
Yeah. I personally love using a journal. Like I pull out the journal, I write a couple of thoughts down, and then I might just go for a walk or go sit on the deck for a bit, and I just let it go. Let it go.
Yeah, and you'll be shocked by the difference this will make in your personal and professional life. You'll see, like, holy crow, I do have time for this stuff. Yeah. I can. And there's also, we haven't even talked about the whole idea of double dipping when you're doing one thing and another at the same time and you're surfing.
I know Rich was talking about how, he and his wife are going to watch a show and they'll sit and they've got their phones and they're watching the show. And then one of them will say, hey, what just happened?
Who got shot? It's like, haven't you been watching? No, I was looking down for a second. And it's like, and we normally used to do it with commercials. We don't have commercials anymore. When do we do it? In the slow parts of the show.
Yes.
And I'm as bad. Look, I'm as bad. I'm not a guru. I'm not the guy on the mountain that's saying, "Oh, I've got it." I make these mistakes too.
Yeah. So, but we want you to know that we're there for you because we've got a fantastic resource book for you.
We're not there for you. We're looking at our phones. That's what we're doing.
True. But send me a text. We'll talk.
Send me a text. We'll send you a text the resource this week is How to Break Up with Your Phone, the 30-day plan to take back your life. It's by Catherine Price. And it's a very simple book, but it's like, if you want to go cold turkey, this is the book to do it with.
Oh, yeah. She goes down all the little things. She asks all those questions that, you probably have focused in your head right now, but you will appreciate this book. Again, you do have to live with your phone, but you need to have a better relationship with it.
Yeah. She says, do you frequently pick it up just to check and only to look up 45 minutes later and wondering where the time has gone? So if that sounds like you, this is a great book.
Yeah, you'll really like it. Oh, my goodness.
And that's it for today. Hit the subscribe button down below to ensure you never miss an episode. And if you like this podcast, feel free to share it with your friends and even your enemies, whoever. Exactly. And click the thumbs up button. The more you click, the more people will hear our weekly podcasts. And if you want, leave a testimonial. That's magic for us.
Exactly. And we want to thank all our core business partners who have helped us hit 159 podcasts, and our producer and editor, Richard Scalzo, the man who makes everything happen. Speak to you soon and have an unbelievable week.
Catch you later.